Hi everybody. Just finished my protein shake. Just got back from the workout. Today is April 16th. Just taking my glasses off just a little bit later. I do wear glasses. I am a nerd. I think I told you guys I work in computers. Today's April 16th. I weighed in at, I believe, 276. Yeah, 276 today. Weight loss is going good. You know, ups and downs as far as how happy I am about the fact that I'm dieting. I think many of you who've done this before might know. You know, there's days when it's like, yes, this is great, and then there's days that it's like, I really just want to eat my body weight in junk food. So, I'm just going to talk about two things. One, actually, I'm just going to keep it to one subject today, which is loss of appetite. You will actually experience a loss of appetite the longer you're going on dieting. This is a common thing. This happens for two things. One, it's normal. If you're not eating and gorging like some of us tend to do, your stomach's going to shrink, right? So you're not going to be eating, have the room for as much food as you were eating before. The other issue is you're undereating. If you're undereating, you're going to lose your appetite a bit, and you're going to want to eat less. Let's see. The hormones change. That's one thing to keep in mind. Hormones change, and your body kind of goes into that starvation mode. It isn't just a starvation mode so much as it's a hibernation mode. Your metabolism starts to slow down, and your body prepares for a long winter, right? Where you're going to take in less food, you're going to be more dormant, more docile, you're going to be indoors more. So obviously, if that's not what we're doing, you know, it's April, the sun should be out, we're going to be out going to the beach and getting ready for all that. So obviously, we don't want our body doing that. So make sure you're eating all your calories. That's the thing I want to talk about today. Depending on how you do it, and like I said, you know, my food, what I'm eating is a lot of food. It's, I think I weighed it out one day, and it's like my lunches are like 4 pounds each, which, if you think about it, is actually a lot of food. So, those tend to fill you up. That's the whole point, right? You don't want to be starving. So, then you get to the opposite of, you know, you're not starving, you actually got so much food you don't want it. Well, one of the tricks I use is I break things down. I have 4 meals throughout the day. I have my breakfast, lunch, I have another lunch later on in the afternoon, and then a dinner after my workout. And sometimes I'll even split it up even more than that. My boss often says to me, he's like, you're like constantly eating. He's like, you're just always eating. I was like, yeah, well, pretty much, yeah. It's true, because I'll eat lunch at 12, but I'll only eat half of it. Then I'll eat another half of it at like 2:30, and then I'll eat another lunch at 4, and then another one at 6. And guess what? That keeps my energy level throughout the day. I'm always snacking. You know, if I'm driving around, you know, I keep my food in a Tupperware container. I have it in the passenger seat. I'm just driving around, stuffing my face while I go, and like I have like a napkin that I like wipe everything off on while I'm driving. So I drive stick shift, so you know, I get food all over my car. Whatever, I don't care. I clean it out. Anyway, so make sure you hit your calories. Make sure you're eating in all the food that you said. That number you have, that minimum number you have, is the minimum. Keep that in mind. That number you have, your limit, that's your minimum calories. You don't want to eat under that. Remember, like I said, I think in one of my earlier videos, I talked about what calories do. You're not just feeding your stomach, you're feeding the rest of your body too. You're feeding your heart, lungs, organs, eyes, brain, hair, you know, all of this stuff. People that diet too hard, you will notice one of the first things that happens if they're dieting very poorly, their hair will start to fall out. It will just start to fall out. So make sure you're hitting your numbers. Make sure you're eating enough food. You know, we all want that weight loss, that quick weight loss. We want to be down 10 pounds in a day, and then we want to be down the rest of our goal the other day. We want it to take less than a week to be beach ready. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. You know, it is a slow and steady thing. It's not an overnight thing. You know, you just got to keep at it, keep chipping away, and eventually you'll hit your goal. But you got to be patient. You got to give yourself the time to do it. and you got to make sure you're doing it healthy. That's what this whole page is about. I mean, if I wanted to tell you how to lose 30 pounds in a month, or 30 pounds in 2 weeks or something like that, it's very easy. I just say don't eat anything. Just for 2 weeks, just don't eat anything. That's not a healthy way to diet. You're going to end up being sick, and when you do eat something, you're going to overeat, and then you're going to balloon back up and probably gain more weight than you lost in the first place. That's what happens when you're not dieting correctly, when you're doing it in an unhealthy way, and your body tends to freak out. So let's not do that. Let's avoid that, and just hit the calories that you set for yourself, hit the numbers that you set for yourself, and keep it at a good progress. When you will want to change your calories, and I'm going to touch on this a little more later, but don't change that number, all right? Eat that number until it stops working. That's essentially it. You know, you're going to see me, and I'm going to say, okay, I haven't lost weight in a week. I haven't lost weight in 2 weeks. At that 2-week mark, I'm going to shave off 100 calories or 200 calories, and I'm going to tell you where you should take those calories from, depending on what your goals are. You know, a lot of people say, oh, just shave off the fat. Well, you probably want to keep a little bit of the fat, so I'll kind of give you the ratio. You know, it's really easy. It's not too bad, and you can play with it depending, again, on your goals. My protein, or my diet you're going to see is going to be very high in protein pretty much throughout, because I want to maintain the muscle mass. But you can kind of play with it and find what works best for you, and I'll tell you how to do that. So that's pretty much it. Make sure you're eating all your food. Yes, we're dieting. Yes, we're trying to cut calories, but we want to do it in a certain safe way. So eat all the food that you're allotted. You know, if you're under 50 calories, 100 calories every now and then, not a big deal, but you want to be regularly right around that number, as close as you can get. If you're 10, 20 over, if you're 10, 20 under, that's not a big deal. But when you get to the point where you're like 500, 600 calories under for that day, eat something before you bed. And remember, meal times don't matter. As far as I'm concerned, as far as your body's concerned, it doesn't matter. I think actual weight loss phases, as far as your body is keeping track of, are in phases of months and years, not 24 hours, not daily. So some diets actually look into a weekly caloric deficit as opposed to a daily caloric deficit. And these do also work. I'll tell you about those later. Kind of, you know, I don't want to inundate you with too much information, but eventually you're going to see little video clips on the side that are just going to be different diets you can try, different ways to eat. They're not just about different tips and tricks, but it's like, you know, these are some ways that people find really work for their body on how to eat regularly, how to just manage food. And get a little more control with it. So hopefully that helps you as well. Again, if you have any questions, the email's in the description. I'm here to help, all right?